The little girl sat quietly in the corner of the small kitchen, her tiny fingers trembling as she clutched her school notebook. Her stepmother's angry voice thundered through the house. "Where is the dollar? Who took it from my purse?" The stepmother's sharp eyes immediately turned to the girl, her face twisted with suspicion. The girl, only 8 years old, shook her head quickly. "I didn't take it, Mama, I swear I didn't." But no one was listening. Her stepmother, eager to push the blame, pointed her finger. "You are the only one who could have done it. You're always sneaking around, always hungry, always needy. Admit it." Her heart pounded. Tears filled her eyes. It was just $1, but to the stepmother, it became the perfect excuse to humiliate and cast her out. She dragged the girl by her wrist, ignoring her cries, and shoved her toward the door. "You're nothing but a thief. Get out of my house." The little girl stumbled into the dusty street barefoot, clutching her notebook to her chest as if it was her only treasure. Neighbors whispered, some in pity, others in judgment. No one stepped forward to defend her. She was alone. Hours passed as she wandered the streets, her stomach aching with hunger. Her father had passed away years ago, leaving her with a stepmother who never truly accepted her. The dollar wasn't just money, it was a symbol of rejection, of cruelty disguised as discipline. As night began to fall, she sat on the steps of a bakery, shivering, hugging her knees. That's when a tall man in an elegant suit stopped in front of her. His eyes softened as he bent down. "Why are you sitting here, little one?" She hesitated, afraid, then whispered, "They said I stole, but I didn't. They sent me away." The man studied her face, innocence mixed with grief. He reached into his pocket and pulled out not one, but a crisp $100 bill. Gently he placed it in her notebook. "A thief never cries for being accused," he said firmly, "but an innocent child does, I believe you." His words melted her fear. For the first time that day, she felt someone had seen her heart. The man was a millionaire businessman, known for his empire, but few knew of his own painful childhood. He too had once been accused unfairly, and he never forgot the sting of injustice. Seeing this little girl reminded him of his own scars. He stood and held out his hand. "Come with me, you don't deserve to be on the streets." The girl blinked, unsure, but his kind smile gave her courage. She placed her small hand in his. He took her to a warm home, gave her food, clean clothes, and a bed to sleep in. For the first time in years, she closed her eyes without fear of harsh words or punishment. The next day, the man walked straight to her stepmother's house. His deep voice carried authority as he knocked on the door. When she appeared, her face stiffened in shock. The millionaire spoke loudly enough for the neighbors to hear. "You threw an innocent child out for $1. Do you know how much her worth is? More than all the money you will ever hold. Shame on you." The stepmother stammered, but no words came. The neighbors whispered again, this time against her, their eyes filled with disgust at her cruelty. The man turned and looked at the girl who stood beside him, her chin trembling but her spirit awakening. "From today onward, you are my responsibility. You will study, you will grow, and you will never again feel unwanted." The girl's tears streamed down, but this time they were tears of hope. She hugged him tightly, clinging to the fatherly figure she had long prayed for. Years passed. With his support, she went to school, then to college, excelling in her studies. That $1 that once caused her downfall became a story she told with pride, not of pain, but of how her life turned when someone chose to believe in her. She grew into a confident young woman, carrying kindness in her heart, never forgetting the night she was framed, cast out, and then rescued by the man who saw her worth. And as she stood on stage years later, receiving an award for her achievements, she looked into the crowd, found the man who had saved her, and said, "Sometimes the world may see you as worthless, but all it takes is one person to remind you of your true value. For me, that person was him." The audience rose to their feet in thunderous applause. The millionaire smiled proudly, knowing he hadn't just saved a child, he had changed a destiny. The story reminds us all, a single act of kindness can turn someone's darkest moment into the beginning of their brightest journey.